church was made at the base and built up from rejected cornerstones, would its inhabitants crumble at the season's first wind? Or would their bones grow strong enough to carry themselves all alone? It's as if the oceans never knew the answer before the sand became the stone. We stood up top our thrones but couldn't tell if they were righteous all along, so we carried ourselves amidst the waves just in case. But I no longer see the water flow beneath my feet, and my mind won't listen to my confessions because my progression is a line in the sand that my body won't complete. So I carved our initials and not our names into the trees to keep our finale open-ended. I thought it would bring you comfort to see that there is no need to be transparent. We could dance in the silence until the thank you reciprocates. But like a playwright in the fourth act before the first one's ever written, we shot the gun before it was loaded and cut the wires from the transmission. It was shot so loud that there was nothing to hear the tree fall. So I had to hear the answer within the buzzing of the radio silence, and I promise that despite the lack of expectation for a beautiful soliloquy in return, I deserved so much more than a floral design to an empty urn. Well, the settlers wrote songs about the mountain's light bounce off the white snow. The purples and reds of the stretched out peaks looked like the mantle holding God's lantern glow, and so we filled the land with smoke to try to maintain the metaphor, or something such as that, of a purely shaped cloud against a polluted southern sunset. So let the songs be duly noted that they only added the instruments years later to try to hide that the fact that the letters when put together were no longer at the hand of the manufacturer, but more like the crow made up of many feathers. For just like that caged bird, we move around with our own prisons. The view brings me joy, though these cell walls offer a disruptive composition where I can no longer separate the beauty from the madness in the middle. And that cage is like love, because the worst of us comes out when we are in it. And then we then search for something to free ourselves and end up just carrying the weight within us. But like the notes that the sunset colors left for us, we ruin beautiful things with undeserved confidence, so I wait impatiently. And rather like a leaf in the winter, I chose to stay and freeze while my friends left long ago to burn with all of the scenery. And like the bird calls in between, the messages are ill-received while the migration moves south further than the sunset still impeding. And that fire was so deceiving. Like the ocean, it gave and it took away. And I act like I am God and say that it is all the same, but like the colors of the kaleidoscope, there's no beauty without change. So I wander in the third act while I remain on the stage, wondering if the lights will cut out before my last bow is taken, but I'm not afraid. For that can only continue a story that's already ended. And the moments that I spent in character were opportunities to release me of my aggression. And it spilled on the floor like whiskey in a tavern with a child stuck at home, hoping that when his father comes back, he gets to see the better version of him. But sometimes I feel like a church made up of rejected cornerstones is only big enough for me. Or maybe that's all I let in. I saw the shaking of the structure as a sign to keep my loved ones away. But in my failure, I found salvation. And in my success, I became defeated. And only in the midst of the radio silence did I hear my true calling. And only with a sense of loss did I see what I had right in front of me. I stopped searching for love from the architects who tossed my cornerstones into the litter, and I fell in love with the structure as it turned into the theater. So with contentment, I'll bow comfortably. Because in the end, it was all just a play. Was any of it real, or did we save it for the stage? Like some disgruntled playwright sitting at the ovation, I replaced its silence with a tough truth I wanted you to say. So in the end, through the radio silence, I hope that you hear this message. Whether I'm in your thoughts or just in your passage, we were still created in God's image. So I'll offer a servant's heart, and I'll choose to make the best of it. And then I'll carry the weight between us and build the church with all the pieces. Thank you.
Yeah. Not a want or a Day that we're born, naturally I spend my nights looking for that which I can't find. Heart's like a flame, can you tell me? Don't take the sea, infinitely I spend my nights looking for that which I can't find. Naturally I waste my life longing for that which is not mine. And I'm trying to learn to tell you is it mine? Who has got that word? Anybody out there? Anybody out there listening? Anybody out there? Anybody out there listening? Why no? Why no? But I'm trying to ice out in my throat. Trying to tell them why no? Why no? Is there only my dark running car?
Let's be honest. I won't go to the movies with you, buy you popcorn, open the door for you, do the cliched arm trick, and know that you let me do it. I want to take you out for ice cream after, spout my opinions animatedly over paper cups and Neapolitan, hoping to impress you, then realize how stupid I sound and apologize. I want to slip my jean jacket around your shoulders and drive all night while you sleep, have you wake up on the edge of the Grand Canyon or stuck in traffic outside Manhattan, the city lights singing some kind of song too beautiful for me to understand beyond how they silhouette you with the warmth of St. Patrick's gold engravings. I want to buy plane tickets while you change down the hall in this classy hotel named after a person we've never heard of. Whisk you away after morning coffee and toast to Paris or Beijing. Spend weeks backpacking past vineyards or alongside the Great Wall. I want to explore reefs in the canyons with you, make snow angels on Kilimanjaro, dance with you in Seattle like it's raining just for us. And the car horns and gawking pedestrians are really only signs that the floor has been yielded. I want to fly you to Alaska just for the salmon, and Istanbul for baklava, Moscow for caviar, and Jerusalem for matzah, and maybe the churches too. But let's be honest again, even if I had the money for all of that, and I don't, as we waited out layovers in strange airports or crawled exhausted into expensive linens beside exotic lacquer tables or into worn-out sleeping bags somewhere in the foothills of the Alps, I know all I'd ever really, truly want is you. Sitting at home between my legs on the sun-bleached carpet of my parents' living room, leaning your body against mine, your head upon my right shoulder, your lips pressed to my neck like blue smoke mist skirting a ridge in the southern Appalachians, my arms wrapping about yours like the roots of mangroves growing together in the Florida Keys. Eventually, as the night wore on and the same slow rhythms of long car rides home down dark Virginia highways, our faces bathed in the soft turquoise glow of the dash, I'd want to change places with you, get up ostensibly to change the channel from one late night overdone action flick to another, not really caring at all if it was Independence Day or Minute Men in Black 2 or Die Hard 4, because then I just want to be between your legs, falling asleep with my head upon your stomach, my cheek soaking into the age-frayed fibers of your high school track sweatshirt, thinking to myself about gender roles, how real men really just want to be held sometimes, and knowing all along that my fingernails flowing down the meridians of your back's cotton seas are really the only transportation I will ever need. Your forehead and toes, my poles, your hip bones, the ends of my earth.
Everybody telling me that he's just not for them, but it's okay, it's cool if you wanna believe. I heard Jesus Christ, I heard man, I thought that Kevin was smarter than this. How was he deceived so easily by a 2,000-year-old man? I heard murmuring, saw doubting eyes, I felt patronizing smiles, telling me you believe I'm crazy or I'm just dumb. Or maybe he comes from the Midwest, or maybe his parents were weird. Break. We're all so smart, we're all so clever, we're all so good at having it together and together. Everything within our hearts, we have already decided that it's not God. Even if there was, it wouldn't matter because we could never love him after all the things he gives up to us. I'm so glad that we know so much. Well, that's all that song is. One more. It's longer.
Yeah, even in the grimy tidal pools of DC, where urban sprawl first turns onto the manicured beaches of suburbia, briny biomes of smog-stained office plexes and dilapidated gas stations, twilight breathes slowly. The imperfect silence of watching starry night transpire overhead. I'm waiting with the last kid to get picked up from my youth group, and he's staring into flames, a twig of burning bush spinning incessantly in his hard hands. He asks me what to do about his mother. I don't even care if she drinks, man. It's how I make her not do it so much. Doesn't give me time to answer. His questions starbursting like ivy into a monologue at endless tangents, crossing bloodlines and state lines. Missouri every other weekend, Pennsylvania for the holidays, 2 fathers and a boyfriend with 15 years of prison, a coke addiction and a car accident between them, a mother he hasn't seen since 2nd grade, and another mother who wears sunglasses at night because the boyfriend beats her, a sister in the ground, another in juvie, a brother in Afghanistan with 101st, and 4 siblings at home, or maybe 5. At 14, he's already more fluent, and he's already learned to speak in cigarettes and fists, more fluent in getting respect than anything else. When he finally pauses, his stepsister is pulling around the Circle Drive in a black Dodge Caravan, the strange soot indigenous to the Beltway coating the whole van like dirty plastic wrap. She misses the turn to pull out twice, circling around and around until she can make it out beneath the kudzu, which hangs from the trees and covers most of the sign, Faith, the only word visible from the weekly scripture. Above me, the morning glory vine weaves chaotically through its weathered trellis like DNA gone haywire. A former alcoholic planted it here 4 years ago to celebrate the day he became our pastor. Its tightly spiraled buds, a series of elongated off-white fists, edges stained bruised purple, clash against the uniform green, blue notes waiting to be resolved. Thanks.
So this one I wrote about a lighthouse in the East Coast. I have a weird fascination with lighthouses, and so I read about this lighthouse keeper in the 1800s, and there was an amazing story behind it, and I had to write about it. It was sort of about perseverance in a way that I don't think I have the ability to persevere, and it was a story about a woman too, and it was cool to, you know, especially at a time when we're so, you know, underappreciated and and whatnot. I felt like it was really cool to be able to write about a woman who could, you know, persevere through things that even I couldn't handle. So I had to write about it. It's on my EP called We Think We Learn, and it's called Matinicus. I'm starting to believe that we built this lighthouse the same way God created me. Each brick made up of countless stones, and like the love of the annulled, it was formed from muddy waters. But you said that houses cannot fall without a purpose, and that towers cannot flood without a meaning. Well, I've been filled with joy to the extent of delusion and got knocked down just enough to know the difference when I see it, and I can see it. I once was blind, but now I am deceived. Like a daughter waiting for a drunk man's homecoming, sitting on a cobblestone porch and bench, creaking in the wind, I will never be seated. So then the wind makes its way into the sails. And despite the water rising up into the dwelling, the light still shines above the ceiling. And the seconds of darkness cannot take my spirit. The light always circles, and that moment's all I need, so I'll rest comfortably.
Looking for you, but I can't find you. Are you buried under the weight of all my judgment? When it comes to action, it's not the thought that counts. It's not the words you thought you'd say when you wrote it out. It's more than measure, thoughts and careful words. It's what you do and say when not afraid you'll be heard. Extract shame sewn into you. To rip the stitches and let it fall out from you. When it comes to action, if you're not too scared, it's a sing-along. Say these summer nights 1,000 times. These summer nights, these summer nights, these summer nights, these summer nights. Summer nights, these 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 summer nights are summer nights, these summer nights.